friends, welcome back to my channel. Today is the first official vlog of 2025. So this is my first official vlog of 2025 that will go up. This is the first one for 2025 that you'll see. So all of the other videos that you have seen throughout January have been 2024 content or 2025 content that I filmed in 2024. So this is the first official vlog. So traditionally every year I let Ari, which if you're new here and you don't know who Ari is, she is my darling 7-year-old daughter. I let her pick out my first book of the year every year. So last year she picked Fourth Wing and I gave it 3 stars. I didn't vlog it because it was kind of a new thing that we were doing. But this year, I am going to vlog the book that Ari picked. So the book that she picked is The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. I did end up getting this for my birthday in November of 2024. And I did like a big birthday haul and I showed y'all all of the books that I got. And this was one of them. The edges are gorgina, okay? But this is the book that Ari has picked for me. I really know very little about this book. I know that it is a Hades inspired book, but it's not Hades and Persephone retelling. I've had a few friends that read this. I know one of them had it on their worst books of 2024 and one of them did enjoy it, but it wasn't their favorite thing ever. So I'm hoping to like this book. Either way, it won't get unhauled. It is part of my 25 and 2025. So this is the book that Ari has picked for us to read. I do have this in all 3 formats because I do have it on Kindle Unlimited. I do have the audiobook from Libby and I do have the physical book obviously that I own. So I will kind of probably be switching between the 3 formats because I am reading other things. This will just be the first book that I actually finish before you see anything else. So we won't talk about here what else I'm reading or working on or anything, but this is the book that Ari has picked. So this is the first book that I will be reading. If you, probably I'll do a pretty in-depth review over on Storygraph. I really want to get into doing reviews this year, so we'll see if I can stick to that. But this is the book that we will be starting with. Like I said, I don't really know anything about this. I do like the quote on the back. It says, "She'll fight for her life for the god of death." Okay. Supposedly Persephone is in this, so it's not actually a retelling, but it says, "The gods love to play with us mere mortals, and every 100 years we let them." Yeah, I'm feeling this. I think that it's going to be very Hunger Games-esque. The hardcover is really pretty. The end papers are really pretty. So yeah, we're gonna start our year off with this book. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start this off so that we have it started. I am going to start by reading it physically because if I can stomach reading it physically, which the font looks pretty fine, but I'm gonna go see if Spotify has a playlist for this one, and if it does, I will listen to the playlist. Otherwise, I'll just play some fantasy-esque music, and I'm gonna go start this. So when I've read a bit of this book and I have some kind of update for you, I will be back. Hello friends. Oh, let me scooch in. Hello friends. All right, so I have made it to part 3. I don't know what chapter that is because I am listening to the audiobook and I'm upstairs, and my book, I left it downstairs by accident. I am on sprints today, so yeah, I just didn't think to grab my book off of the table. But so let's talk about how I feel about this book. So far I'm liking it. It's fine. It's sitting in about a 4-star for me right now. It reads very juvenile to me, which I was kind of expecting, but it gives Hunger Games vibes. So I will say that I like this book way more than I liked Fourth Wing, and Fourth Wing was trying to do kind of a similar thing where it was trying to take nostalgic books from our childhood, Divergent, Hunger Games, things like that, and put it all into one book. And I feel like this book focused heavily on kind of the Hunger Games dystopian vibe, because it's Hunger Games if the Greek gods picked the competitors, and so there's one competitor for each god. So, and this is the first year that Hades is participating It is not a Hades and Persephone retelling. It's just a Greek mythology retelling. Persephone is talked about, but I believe that she's dead in this. There's a lot of talk about like Hades wanting to have sex with the main character, which to me is a little bit off-putting, just because every time it's brought up as like, oh, he just wants to fuck you. And he does refer to her as like being his, I don't know. But so far I'm having like a fun time. I am coloring on my iPad, which is a very like RE activity to do. But I am coloring on my iPad currently while I listen. And the audiobook is super well done, super easy to listen to. I grabbed it off Libby. So I'm going to go and listen to some more of this. There's 8 parts, so I will probably come back and check in around like part 5 or 6. But so far I am enjoying this book. I just don't have a lot of thoughts. I think just because it's pretty straightforward. I don't really want to give spoilers. And I don't know how to talk about it without getting spoilers. This is like a theme that you're going to see with me reading books. But yeah, so I might try to get some B-roll of me like coloring or something at some point to put in this vlog. I don't know yet, but I really think that Ari made a good choice in her first book of the year. And this book will help me with another vlog as well that you'll see later. So if I have more thoughts, I'll come back. But ultimately, I'm enjoying this book so far. Hello, friends. So I am here to update. I did finish the games God's Play earlier today, and I'm giving it 4.5 stars. I really did enjoy this book. It was a fun time. I will say this main character, the female main character, also I apologize for any background noise, my dad's TV is so loud, but the main female character in this reads very YA to me. For the first probably 70% of this book, there is a pretty significant thing that happens in part 6, I believe, like at the end of part 6, that does make her mindset shift. And when we see that happen, I did see that her personality and her mindset also changed. And with that mindset shift, there was less of like a let's hold this together. But the original thing with this for me was actually something that my friend Brittany also said about this book, and that was that ultimately our main female character was it had a very YA build, or not YA, a very middle grade build, where our female main character really wanted everyone to work together all the time. And I'll be honest, like the entire time that this was happening, all I heard in my head was, we're all in this together from High School Musical. You know that song is like, we're all in this together, and it shows when we stand hand in hand. You know that song? That's what played in my head during most of the trial scenes when she was just wanting to like help everybody. But I really did like this book. I did listen to Epic the Musical a lot while reading this when I was physically reading, but I also did the audiobook with this one, and I really did enjoy the audio, so I do suggest that. I got it off Libby. But yeah, overall 4.5 stars. So this is our first book for our first vlog of the year, and this is the only book in this vlog because this is specifically the Ari picks my first book of the year vlog. But I feel like Ari did a great job picking a book. I will be continuing the series. I believe this is going to be a duology, so I will be reading the next book when it comes out. I will be pre-ordering the next book so that I have the pretty edges to match this one. But I really did enjoy this. 4.5 stars. Good job, Ari. You know, so this is the second year in a row that she's picked a fantasy book. Last year she picked Fourth Wing, which I did not love. I gave it 3 stars. I've contemplated rereading Fourth Wing before Onyx Storm comes out, just so I can see what the hype is, but I actually don't own Iron Flame, so I don't know that I will choose to reread it. I do have it on my Kindle. Fourth Wing, I do have it on my Kindle. But that is it for this vlog. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, If you have nothing to put down in the comments, that's totally fine. But if you want to leave me an emoji, leave me like a lightning bolt for Zeus, who's a complete asshole in this book. And yeah, I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.